Okay. So, like we are going to start the Python sessions from today. Today I'll take only a 1 hour session. From next class onwards, I'll take like a 1.5 hour session only for Python. Okay, and after that we'll continue the 1 hour sessions. Okay. So I'll start with the basic concept, very basic concept, that is identifiers and variables. So before I go ahead and start this topic, so I'll tell you like where to execute these commands and how to execute these commands. So I think in the group I've already shared that Anaconda software link. Okay. So this is the software actually that I've shared with you some time back. Uh, Let me show you that. Yeah. Databricks batch 4. One second, it's getting started. Yeah. So this is the software actually. It is just a 500 MB space actually. Why I'm asking you to download only this one, not the latest version is, so this software actually comes with Python 3.8, which is a stable version. And the same we are going to use in like a Spark installation as well. Okay, so at the time of Spark installation, I'm going to like ask you to install this one only. So in the entire Python classes, you guys are going to use this Anaconda software to execute your Python commands. That's it. Okay, do not download any updated or latest version of the Anaconda because they are not the stable versions. Like this is the stable version, and you go ahead and download that, please. Okay. So I've already shared this link with you, and you can directly download. It doesn't it doesn't ask you any uh, like authentication and all. It will directly download. Okay. So once you download that one, installation is very easy. You just need to click on next on the software, and it will get installed automatically. Okay. So if you don't know how to install that one, in YouTube, you have lot of videos are there. You can follow any one of the video. Don't follow like too many videos. Just take one video, pick one video and try to follow that one and try to install that. Okay. And if you stuck anywhere, just let me know. I can help you definitely. Okay. It's a simple software only. It's not complex at all. Okay, so that is about the software part. So once you install this one, what you need to do is in the command in the just search bar here, you just need to type here Anaconda. Okay, so before I go ahead and open this one, there are like a bunch of IDs available in the market, guys. Okay, why I'm asking you to install only Anaconda software? Why not other IDs? I'll tell you the reason for that one. Let me open the Perplexity. So first, let's try to understand what are all the different IDs available in the market. Okay, so I'm just typing here top 5 Python IDs. So you guys know, like, right? The Perplexity is also like similar to ChatGPT. So once you prompt something, right, it will give you the relevant answer for your question. Okay. See here. So PyCharm top 5 I'm asking here. Top 5 Python IDEs. IDE is nothing but integrated development environment where we can start writing our code and executing our code. Okay. So these are the top 5 IDEs: PyCharm, Visual Studio Code, IDLE, Spider, PyDev. Okay. So out of all these things, actually, uh, we are going to use in real time. We are going to use Visual Studio Code for what I can say is for CI/CD and for merging the code and all for the higher environments. We will use the Visual Studio Code. Okay. Even in the real time, also we are using the same thing. Okay. So along with this one, we can also use actually a Jupyter Notebook. I don't know why they did not give in this top 5 list here, but it is also actually comes under top 5 list. Okay. So once you install that Anaconda software, right? So you'll get different IDs. Jupyter Notebook is there, like different IDs are there. You'll get it automatically. By default, they'll give you that. Okay. So that is okay. And that too, why okay. So once you open that one, once you install that one, you just need to type here Anaconda. Okay, it will open up like one command prompt here. Just open that one. So it is opening in another window for me. So it will open like this. Okay, you just need to type here Python. That's it. So the Python shell will be open for you. Python shell will be open for you. Okay, you can start executing your commands here. A equal to 10 here. Okay, and print of, I'm just printing a value here. A value is 10. You can start executing your commands here. So this is one option. Another option we have is Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so in search bar, you just need to type here Jupyter Notebook. Okay, it comes by default, guys. You don't need to install it separately. When you install Anaconda 3, by default, they'll give this Jupyter Notebook. Okay, this is one of the IDE actually. Okay, so once you click on this Jupyter Notebook, it is again opening in another window for me. And see here, it will open command prompt like this, and it will open actually um, browser like this. In a browser, it will open up like this. Okay. So once you get that one, here you have different options are there. Upload, new options are there here. So remaining options, we don't use it much actually. You can use these two options. Mostly we use only these two options here. So you just need to click on new here. Once you click on new, we are getting multiple options. Python 3 text file. If at all, if you want to open any text file and start typing that one, you wanted to type something, like you can use this one. Or if at all, if you want to create any folder inside this, right, you can create that one. Terminal anyway, we can will like start from here, right? So we don't start terminal generally from here. So if you want to open any Python like UI right here, so Python file UI, right? So Jupyter Notebook UI, right? So you just need to click on Python 3 here. So you need to go here, click on this Python 3. Okay, so it will open up another tab for you like this. Okay. You can execute your commands here also, guys. So a equal to 10, and you can print that a value of a here, just like this. Okay. So sorry, my bad. One second. So if you want to execute these commands, actually, you have a button called run here. You just need to execute that one. The output is printing just below that cell. Okay. So and if at all, if you want to execute some other command, let's say a equal to 10, b equal to 20, and c equal to, what I'm trying to do is a into a asterisk b I'm using. Okay, and I wanted to print c actually. So print of, oh sorry, print of c. Okay, so let me try to execute this one and see 200 we are getting here. So every time it will open up a new cell for you. If at all, if you want to execute your piece of code. Okay, see, the advantage of the Jupyter Notebook is you can divide your requirement into small piece of like modules, and you can start executing your modules in a cell. 1 minute, please. Okay, so you can divide your requirement. Let's say I've given you a requirement. Okay, I've asked you to read the data from the file and load it into a table. That's your requirement. Okay. So first reading the file, you'll execute the commands in one cell. Writing that data to the table, you'll write in another cell. So you can divide your requirement into different smaller modules or smaller chunks, and you can start executing that like module related commands in each cell. You can open any number of cells like this. Okay. You just need to click on plus symbol here. You can open any number of cells and you can start executing them. So why are we like trying to use only Jupyter Notebook? Why not other IDEs? So your Databricks actually follows the same UI here in the real time also, even in the like Azure Databricks or AWS Databricks or GCP Databricks. So the UI is exactly looks like same. That is the reason why I'm asking you to execute your commands in Jupyter Notebook. See, ultimately, whether you execute your command here or here, both are same only. There is no difference at all. Here you need to type everything here. Here, like if you want to reuse that code, you can reuse that one. That's an advantage. That's it. Getting my point?
Issue.
Yeah. Okay. So software part is clear. Now let's get into the actual topics. Okay. So my first topic is identifiers and variables. I'll not go in deep into this topic. I mean, this is basic, very basic concept only. Okay. Uh, okay. So what is identifier actually? So in Python, you're going to create variables, functions, classes, different modules, and you'll create like based on your requirement, you'll create some objects, file-based objects or whatever you want. You can create it. So how do you represent that function name, class name, module name, variable name? How do you represent that one? So the naming convention we call it as actually identifiers. Identifiers are the names. That's it, which are used to represent actually variable names, function names, classes names, and module names. Okay, there are some rules actually. Okay, let me try to tell you that one. Okay, so there I've given different examples here. So this is an example for creating a variable. So x equal to 10 we can use. Sometimes in real time we can use table underscore name, database underscore name, or database name. A continuous word also you can write it here. Okay, so database name, table name, schema name, uh, file name, whatever you want, you can write it here. Okay, all those are like user defined variables, I can say. Okay, based on your requirement, you define it actually. Okay, and pi equal to 3.14, like that you can define any number of variables here. Okay, so coming to functions, in real time, we create n number of functions, guys, based on the requirement, I can say. When I say n number of functions, that's based on the requirement, I can say. Okay, so I'll get into the functions topic also. Don't worry about that one. Just for now, you just try to understand. Generally, the function definition starts with the keyword called def. Def is nothing but define. Okay, and your function name. So add numbers. I wanted to add like two numbers actually. So first number stores in A, second number stores in B, and I wanted to add that number and I wanted to return that. So if you want to define this function, how do you define that one? I mean, what is that naming convention you have to follow? How to represent the name, function name? That is nothing but your identifier. Okay, so this is also one more function name, great user. So and one more thing is we regularly import the modules or packages. Okay, I told you right, like PySpark is actually a Python package in the backend, I can say. It's kind of a Python package only. So we need to import every time modules and functions, packages, I can say. So while importing that one, so import math utils, these are all the naming conventions I can say. Okay. If at all, if you want to use some alias names, you can use that one. That also I'm going to discuss. Don't worry too much about that one at this point of time. Okay. So uh, ultimately what I'm trying to say here is if you want to define any function, variable, classes, modules, or any other thing in Python, how do you define them? What is that naming convention you have to follow? That is nothing but your identifier. Okay. So to define these like names, we have certain rules, guys. Not only in Python, in every language actually follows the similar kind of concept actually. Okay. Every identifier names must starts with must start with a letter or an underscore. So mostly we don't start any variable. Mostly there are some predefined variables or predefined functions are there in Python actually. They starts with actually underscore. Like private variables are there. Private variable concept is there in Python. So those private variables we generally represent with underscore. Except that, like we never ever start our variable with underscore. Mostly we'll start our variable with the letter. That means alphabet. Okay, so this is an example for that one. My underscore var equal to 10. You can even start your variable name with underscore as well here. Okay, let me tell you that one in the UI here. Shell here. One second. Okay. So I'm just trying to, okay. So my underscore var, this is just a variable, sorry, identifier. Okay. We can call it as a variable also. You can explore that. What is the difference between identifier and a variable? You'll understand it easily. Okay. So all the variables, I can call it as a identifiers only. All the identifiers are also variables. Okay. So, but in the case of functions, it is not same case. Only in the case of variables, it is same. Okay, so my var equal to, you can define any value here. So if at all if you want to print this one, you can print this one. So my underscore var, this print command also I'll try to explain today. Okay, the value of my var is 200. That's it. Okay, I can start my variable with underscore also. I can start my variable name just with underscore. So this is also allowed here. But mostly we don't define that start with underscore here. We don't start any variable or function name or anything with underscore mostly. But you can represent that. Okay, so that is one rule actually. The second one rule is the name can contain, identifier can contain letters, numbers, and underscore. Except these three, no other symbols are allowed. Okay. So what did I do here just now in this representation? What did I do here? I just used alphabets here and underscore symbol I used here. That's it. Okay. If at all, if you want to use numbers, you can use that one. No problem at all. So the meaning of that one is my variable, one also. That means numbers also you can use. Okay, so my var 1 equal to 100 I am defining here. If you want to print that one, so print of my var 1, my underscore var 1. Just execute this one. Control enter is the shortcut for executing the command. Okay, or you can click on this button also, no problem at all. Control enter or this one. Okay, so see the value it is actually printing here. So your variable or function name or your module name can contain actually numbers as well. Numbers, alphabets, and the underscore symbol. That's it. Only these three are allowed. Okay. So what if I use special symbol? Let's say I'm trying to use @ symbol here. If I try to define a variable like this, it is throwing error. It is saying that boss @ symbol is not allowed. Or if at all if you want to use any dollar symbol and all like this, it doesn't support that. Okay, special symbols are not allowed here. That's what I mean to say here. Okay, that is the second rule. And third rule is nothing but identifier names are case sensitive. Okay, let me tell you one thing here.
Sure.
So I'm trying to use actually a variable called table underscore name equal to, I'm just trying to define this table name as EMP here. EMP. So I'll try to define one more variable. So table underscore name equal to, within single quotes, I'm just trying to write it as a department table. If I try to print it actually, print of this table underscore name, what it will print? It will print employee string or department string. Which one it will print?
Employee.
So what do you think? This variable and this variable both are same? What some people think is, first you're defining a table name and you're assigning the value EMP here, and next time you're defining the same variable here, and it will override with the department. People think that, okay, it will print department, but that's wrong. That is wrong. Okay, so the lowercase variable and the uppercase variable both are not same. That's what they're trying to say. Variables are case sensitive actually. Okay, I can take the same thing, this one here, except this T, I'll just make it capital here. Even this is also different. Okay, if you want, I can print this one also. Print of, okay, table name. I'll just copy this one and paste it here. See here, what it is printing? Department. Variables are case sensitive. That's what I'm trying to say here. Okay, and last
Sure.
rule is, yeah, go
One
ahead.
doubt, sure.
Mm.
Uh, and you have mentioned, right, in the Jupyter
Mm-hmm.
boxes sections like that. So
Mm-mm.
variable will be hold that value in the next
Correct.
section if you used it. Again, maybe in the next box, if you use the table name,
Yeah. The
hold that
scope is
value.
actually valid until the session is active.
Okay.
The variable scope is actually the session.
Okay.
Okay, once you come out of the session or once you close this one, okay, let me close this one. So I'll try to copy this piece of code from here. I'll try to close this one. Okay, changes you made may not be saved. Okay, I'm just leaving this one. I'm just opening a new session here. See, it is as simple as you're opening a SQL editor in Oracle or SQL Server. Okay, so just I'm trying to execute the same commands again here. Uh, I don't like define them. I'll try to define delete that two command first two lines, and I'll try to execute this one, and it's saying that the variable is not defined. Okay,
Okay.
the scope is only session, guys. Control Z. Yeah. So you can execute this one happily here like this again. And the last rule is you're not supposed to use the keywords as a like variable names, guys. Variable names or function names or like module names, whatever it is. So there are almost like 32 keywords are there. I'll just show you that keywords in Python. I think 32 only. I'm not sure the exact count. Uh, Print of length also you can take. Okay. Okay. Len of this keyword. Okay. Length also I'm trying to see 35 keywords are there. Len is just a function actually on top of this. This is actually creating a list actually. If you want to know how many elements are there in that list, we have to use a function called len. So I'll start that len from the sorry this um, list related act like concepts and all in the next session. Okay, don't worry about that one. Okay, so there are 35 keywords are there. So you're not supposed to use any of these keywords as a for defining that variable or function or module, whatever it is. Okay, you're not supposed to use any of these keywords. Okay, so that is the last one. Okay, you have to follow these rules actually and define your variable. So variable creation, like declaring a value to a variable is a regular activity in real time. Regular activity in real time. We create n number of variables based on the requirement. Okay. So now we are getting into the actual variables. I mean, so far I've explained only how to the naming convention that you have to follow for representing the variable or identifier. Naming convention that you're supposed to follow. Now, mm, the concept is actually what is variable, what exactly will happen when you define it in the back end, and like when you overwrite it, what will happen? That and all you need to understand. Okay, so these are all the different like variations in the variable declaration, guys. So age is just a variable name. Okay, it is starting with alpha. Oh, sorry, it is starting with alphabet only. No special symbols are there, and no like numeric values are also there here. It's a pure string. Okay, so age equal 25. You can like declare anything to that variable. Anything. When I say anything, a number also you can represent, boolean also you can represent, boolean also you can assign, string also you can assign, or like list also you can assign. Any of the data type which is supported by Python, you can define here. You can assign here. Okay, so pi is also one of the variable here. You can assign 3.14 or name equal to alias some name. Is active is also one of the variable. So true is a boolean value actually. I'm going to discuss all these things. Don't worry. Numbers equal to 1, 2, 3 is a list actually. This coordinates like 10.0 and like 20.0. So this is a tuple actually. This is dictionary. You can define any of the supported data type to a variable. Okay, so what will happen when you declare a variable in Python? So what happens is when I say a equal to 100, backend actually in some memory location. Okay, see when you try to print that variable value, print off that variable, it is printing or not. That means somewhere in the backend memory location it is getting stored. Okay, so consider that memory location is actually memory address is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. That memory location. Generally, we represent that memory location with the numbering only, right? Hexadecimal number only, right? Or numeric number, right? So let's consider that memory location address is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, but every time we cannot, if at all, if you want, okay, so this memory location is actually storing the value 100. How many bytes it is taking? That and all that you don't need to worry here. Okay, let's say this memory location is actually storing a value 100. So every time if you want to access this value from the memory location, okay, you cannot go and like use this address, right? You cannot remember this address right every time. So we have to give some name to this particular memory location. That name is nothing but your variable. That is nothing but your A. You're accessing that value in that memory location using this variable A. Okay, anytime you can override this value. Anytime. Okay, so what will happen, Okay, first let me try to create that one. Ah, and one more thing here. Just let me type it. Okay. So when I say A equal to 100, in my hard disk actually, somewhere in some memory location, it is getting stored actually. Okay. So in people who came from the Java background, other programming background, so they may ask a question here. Shiva, you're not defining the data type of this particular variable. How come it is taking here? How come it is simply taking A equal to 100 here? In Java, we represent like int A equal to 100. Int is nothing but that is the data type. Python is actually a dynamically typed programming language. That means you don't need to declare the data type of a variable. It defines on the fly. Based on the value that you're assigning, it defines in the backend. You don't need to declare it upfront. Okay. So the meaning of that one is, if at all, if you want to know the data type of this one, you'll understand slowly that one terminology. Don't worry about that one. So if at all, if you want to understand that one, I'm just trying to print we have a special function called type. So within that type, actually, you need to pass that variable name. Okay, just try to execute this one. See, this value belongs to class integer. It's a integer data type actually. Integer data type comes under int class. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is you don't need to define here int a equal to 100. We don't have this. I don't know whether this is going to work or not. It will not work actually. I know. You simply declare a equal to 100. That's it. You don't need to say float a, int a, or list a. You don't need to declare like that. That is not supported by Python. Okay, if you want to know the data type of that one, type of A we need to use. Okay, so that is one more thing that you need to understand. Yeah, so these are all the different variations, guys. I've just defined here. Um, Variable equal to 10, underscore variable equal to 20, variable 1, 2, 3, 30. My variable, you can represent in lowercase, uppercase, any case, mixed case also you can use, guys. Okay, I'll talk about that one also. Max value, min value, all these are like just correct representations. So can you define variable like this? Can any of the variables starts with numerical value? No. Okay, so this will throw error, and this will also throw error because this is hyphen, this is not underscore. Okay, so this will also throw error. So this variable is starting with the special symbol called at the rate. Okay, and class is a predefined variable, predefined keyword actually. It's in the keyword list. You're not supposed to use this one. Def also is a keyword. For is also a keyword. You're not supposed to use any of these representations. Okay. And the last one in the variables, last but one. So generally, you can represent these variables, function names or like module names or package names. All those things actually, either you can represent in camel case, Pascal case, or snake case. You might have heard about these cases. Okay. Camel case is nothing but first word of the first letter starts with the lowercase actually, and after that every word first letter starts with the uppercase. Okay, this is what we call it as a camel case. Okay, so Pascal case is nothing but every word first letter starts with an uppercase. Okay, name of student, value of variable, table name. T capital, N capital. Database name D capital, N capital. Database name like that. You can represent in this way also, no problem at all. Nobody will stop you until unless you you follow the rules. You're not following the rules. Okay. So snake case is nothing but actually you can separate all these words with the underscores also, no problem at all. Mostly we follow this naming convention in real time. I mean, anything you can use, but in all PySpark APIs follows actually this case, camel case, Python APIs, okay, follows this naming convention. Variables function name, generally we follow this naming convention. Pascal case also sometimes we follow. That depends on your way of coding style. That's it. Some people they love representing the variable names or function names like this. Some people they like this. Some people they like this. So mostly we follow this naming convention. I mean this representation. That's it. Okay. Huh. Last one in the variables. If at all, if you want to declare multiple variables in a single shot, okay, so you can use this representation, guys. Let's say I wanted to, generally, if at all, if you want to represent ABC separately, then how do you do that one? Let's say A equal to 100. Okay, so B equal to 200 and C equal to, let's say, 300 I'm taking here. Any value you can take, no problem here. Okay. So if at all, if you want to assign 100, 200, 300 to three different variables, you have to declare like this. Instead of writing multiple lines like this, what you can do is A comma B comma C equal to 100 comma 200 comma 300. You can simply use in single line. This is the shortcut way of writing assigning values to variables. Generally in real time we follow this one only. Okay, we follow this one mostly. Okay, so basic programmer they follow this name this convention, and experts follow this name this convention. Okay, so that is one thing. And one last thing is, if at all if you want to declare same value to three different variables, let's say, how do you do that one? Let's say I wanted to declare same value to three different variables. Let's say A equal to 100, B equal to 100, 3 equal to 100. What do you do? So you write three separate lines for that one? No, we don't do that one. So A equal to and B equal to and sorry, equal to, right? Equal to C equal to 100. That's what we do. Okay, that is what I'm trying to say here. So when you try to print that, oh sorry, 1 second. Yeah, when you try to print that one, so print of, I'm just trying to print here A comma B comma C. I'm just trying to print the all three variable values. Okay, just try to execute this one. 100, 100, 100 is it is printing. Either you can use this representation or you can use this representation also. Anything is okay. Okay. And one more thing is, let's say A equal to 100 I'm giving here, B equal to 200 I'm giving here, and C equal to 300 I'm giving here. See, I'm assigning a value 100 to a variable A, 200 to variable B, 300 to variable C. And I'm trying to use A equal to B equal to C equal to 300. When you try to print it, what will happen? What it will print? What is your expectation here?
Same 100.
100, 100.
100?
Does it
100
100?
or
Yeah.
100, 200, 300?
100.
100.
But you're assigning a value 100, 200, 300 right here.
It
You
will
take the
override.
latest one.
You are
So
overriding.
variables actually you can overwrite at any point of time. Any point of time. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's say table underscore name equal to employee, and immediately table underscore name equal to department. If I write, then what will happen? It will override with the department actually. Okay, at any point of time, you can override the variables. The back end, what will happen? So when you, I told you right already, A equal to 100, right? You're defining it initially. When you override, okay, R B equal to 200, you take. Okay, let's take this as a B here. Let's take this as a B here. So back and in the memory location, it's stored as 200. Stored as 200. Okay. So see, you represented. When you override this one, what will happen? It will not come and override this memory location actually. It will create a new object with a new object, and in the new memory location, the value 100 will be stored. Value 100 will be stored. Okay, and and it will try to assign that memory location again with B here. That memory location will represent with B again here. Okay, that means B is actually pointing this memory location now. Initially, it was pointing this memory location. Now it is pointing this memory location. That's it. That is the reason why it is printing actually 100 here. We are trying to access this memory location using variable guess. That's it. Nothing complex here. Clear? Okay. Moving on. So yeah, that's all about the variables. If at all, if you want to delete the variable once you define it, right, you can use the del keyword actually. Del variable name. That means mostly we don't use this one. I'm just for understanding. I'm telling you this one. Del that variable name. That's it. I'm not executing this one. You guys can try this one. Okay. Mostly we don't delete the variables until unless you have a requirement, special requirement. Okay. So the important point that I've covered in this discussion is Python is dynamically typed programming language. That means the data type of variable is defined automatically by Python in the backend. You don't need to declare. You don't need to declare it actually. So that is the main point I've told you so far in this concept. Okay. So we are done
Yeah,
with the variables. Yeah. Good.
sure. You got one message. Try look that A comma
Uh-huh.
B comma C equals to 100. Will it work?
Ah, yeah. It will work, right? 100 dot or 100 A comma B. Okay. 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 I got what you're trying to say. No, it will not work actually. Let me try this one. As far as I know, it will not work out, but we'll try this one. A comma B comma C equal to 100. Let me try this one. See, it is throwing error. Because if you try to do like this 200 comma 300, then it will work. Okay, let me execute this one. See, it is print executing. So if you want to print this one, or I already have this one, right? Print command. I'll just try to copy this one. Okay, just try to execute this. See, okay. So this is just a variable concept, guys, and we use it regularly. This concept. I mean, this is not a complex one at all. You can assign any value to any variable. See, so far I was trying to explain about numbers only. I'm representing only numbers, right, to variables. I'm assigning only value numbers only. You can assign any like all other data types also, like float also you can assign, a complex number also you can assign, even string also you can assign. Slowly we'll try to understand those. Okay. And one more next concept that I wanted to cover here is print command. Okay. So far I was trying to use this print command like this, print of A comma B comma C, or print of A, or print of B, or print of C. Okay. Uh, we don't use this representation in real time. Okay. What we do is, let's say name equal to, I'm trying to use, let me erase this one. Second, guys.
Siva, can we use comments in Jupyter? No.
Yeah, you can use comments. Okay. Okay. Okay, so name equal to Siva. Okay, this is what the variable I'm trying to use here. Okay, so generally print command, how do we use in real time is print of F double quotes we'll use. The meaning of this F is nothing but format of this string, formatting the string actually. Okay, I'll talk about this one once we get into the strings concept. Maybe I'll start it in the next class, not today. Next class I'll start that one. At that time I'll try to talk about what is this F stands for. What exactly mean by this F? Okay. Now, what do we do is I wanted to print actually this variable value inside my this one. Okay. So without this F, what will happen? I'll try to show you. With F, what will happen? I'll try to show you. Okay. So what I wanted to do is hello. Okay. I wanted to print whatever the value that I'm trying to declare here, assigning here, that I wanted to print here. Okay. So what is that variable? What is that? Shiva is actually stored in a variable called name. Okay. Hello, Shiva. And I wanted to print here. How are you? This is what I wanted to print actually. This is the message I wanted to print. Hello Shiva, how are you? Whatever you're declaring here, that I wanted to bring it here, and I wanted to print after that the message like this. This is my requirement actually. Let me try to execute this command and see what we are getting here. What we are getting here.
Variable is not assigning.
Variable is not assigning right here. If you want to do that one, what we need to do is we need to use concatenation symbol and all blah blah blah, blah all those things actually. So without using that one, what we can do is we can represent this entire string in with F here, starts with F here. Okay. So what I can do is I'll put this one in curly brackets so that Python understands that this is a variable. Anything you put within curly brackets, Python understands it as a variable. That a variable value somewhere outside of the print command it is declared, it will try to take that value here. Mostly 99% of the cases we declare like we write the print commands like this only. Okay. So and so table successfully loaded. Full load, like type of load is completed. Type of load is full load or incremental load, like that. Whatever the variables that you wanted to declare, you declare it outside the print command and you try to use that representation inside the print command. Okay. So this will work only if you put F here. If you try to put like this with curly brackets without that F, then what will happen, see it is printing as is here. It is not understanding this as a variable. Python doesn't understand it. So if you want to tell to Python clearly, boss, this is my variable, then you have to use F. F is nothing but a format. Or if you don't want to use this F here, but still you wanted to go with this. So what you can do is dot format you can use actually. Dot format. Okay. Uh, you can use like Shiva also here directly so that it will try to print it. Okay. So just try to execute this. Sorry. Formatting, I'll try to talk about that one later. I don't want to mess up the concept here. So I'll try to discuss that one in the string. So at that time, I'll try to discuss that one formatting concept. Okay. So for now, you try to understand. So we'll just use the F here. F is nothing but a format here, formatting string. Okay. And it will try to consider the whatever you're trying to put in within curly bracket, that will be considered as a variable here. That's it. Okay. So this is about print command. Okay, so this one is missing. Quotes are missing here. That is the reason it is throwing error. Now it is showing correctly. Okay, you can take any number of things, guys. Actually, so hello Shiva, or if at all if you want to uh, use here, let's say um, good. Okay, and here I wanted to use actually uh, wishes. I'm taking one more variable here. That wishes actually. Wishes is a variable actually. Wish is a variable or wishes, anything you can take here. So within single quote or double quotes, I'm just trying to take here morning. Okay. If you want to print this one, you can print happily like this. Hi Shiva, good morning. You can represent any number of variables within print command. So going forward, I'm going to use in the same way. We follow this representation only in real time. Okay. So that is about print command and the variables. Now let's get into the next concept, that is data types. I'll just give the introduction today. I'll just give the introduction, and I'll start the actual concept on Monday. Okay. This is the most important in Python and as well as in PySpark, guys. Okay. So in interviews generally, if they decided to ask you questions in Python, they'll ask you on this topic only. Mostly. I'm not saying 100%, but mostly they'll ask questions from this topic only. So I'll try to spend more time on this topic, almost 10 hours of time, close to 10 hours of time I'll spend. I'll try to give my best here. And this is very important to understand even PySpark as well. Because when you start working with PySpark commands, backend actually everything like stores in the form of like list, tuple, and the dictionary formats only. Okay, so you need to understand this concept thoroughly in order to understand that Python concepts. PySpark concepts. Okay, okay. So what are all the different types of data types are there in Python? That you need to understand here. So these are all the like different types of data types. At a high level, this is the classification I can say: a numeric, dictionary, Boolean, set, sequence type. We will discuss everything. Don't worry. Okay, every data type I'll discuss. Okay, under numeric category, we have integers, complex numbers, and float. Okay, and second one is actually a dictionary. Dictionary also I'm going to discuss. Third one is Boolean. Boolean is nothing but true or false. You guys know already about it. Okay, set is also one of the data type I can say. And the last one, which is very important one, is string data type, list data type, and tuple data type. Mostly used data types in PySpark, I can say. Of course, others also we use, but these are mostly used ones, I can say. Okay. So just for your knowledge purpose, I've added this slide as well. If somebody asks you, hey, like what are all the primitive data types are there in Python? Non-primitive data types are there in, just for understanding knowledge purpose only. Not to, you don't need to do anything with this one actually. So all the basic data types, we call it as a primitive data types. When I say basic data types, integer, float, bool, string are the base data types, I can say. So these four data types, we call it as a primitive data types. Non-primitive data types are nothing but all complex data types are called as non-primitive data types. When I say complex data types, list, tuple, dictionary, set, array. Array is not a data type actually. I think I got it by mistake. Okay, I'll remove this one. File. These are all the non-primitive data types. Okay. I mean, just for understanding, I mean, just for knowledge purpose, I'm just giving you this terminology. That's it. You don't need to do anything with this one. Okay. Next, let's start with the numeric data type here. Okay. So here, when I say numeric data type, there are three different types of numeric representations are there in Python. One is integer, second one is float, third one is the complex. So mostly we use integer and float only. Complex, we don't use it much. Okay, unless until you're using the data science applications and other things. Okay, so integer and float, how do we define that one? How Python is stating in the backend, that's what we need to understand. So numbers, are integers already, Okay, I'll try to, sorry. I'll try to execute that one. So numbers are nothing but 100 is a number. 100 is an integer. It doesn't have any decimal points here. Okay. So B equal to you can take like 20, or C equal to you can take let's say 37. Like that you can take any numbers. All these are nothing but actually integers. Okay. So I wanted to declare actually a floating number also here. When I say floating number, the number which has the decimal values is nothing but a float value. Okay. Now let's say 1.2. Okay. Or E equal to 5.16162 something, 1654, something like that. Okay. Now I wanted to print all these things actually. Okay. Print of A comma B comma C comma D comma E. Okay, and I wanted to print the data type of that also. Okay, how do we do that one? So print of sorry, type of A comma type of, directly I'm printing actually here D. Okay, and if you want I can print the type of, okay, E also I'm trying to print here. Okay, anyway, because like B and C are also integers only, right? I for that reason only I'm not trying to print here. Okay, I'm just trying to execute this one here. See, a type of a print of A, B, C, D is nothing but 100, 20, 37, 1.2, 5.1654. And see here, type of A is nothing but A, B, C comes under same category here, class integer. Okay, comes under integer category. And D and E comes under float category here, float data type. See, am I declaring the data type here? Did I say to Python here, hey, treat this as a float value? Treat this as a decimal value? No, I did not say that one. So Python is actually taking that data type automatically in the backend. That's why I called it out as a Python is a dynamically typed programming language. Dynamically means it infers that data type automatically. Okay. And if at all, if you want to declare any complex number, right? So you can declare like this: A equal to 1 plus. Generally, how do you represent in mathematics in this one? Complex numbers. Oh, A plus IB, right? That is the naming convention we follow, right? Correct, right? Correct or not?
No idea, sure.
A plus IB. See, but when you try to declare like that, actually what will happen, you know? Okay, let me try to put it in a single quotes actually. Now, if I try to execute this one, since I'm putting this one in this one, right? Single quotes, right? What it is taking, that's what I wanted to understand here. So print of type of A, and see here, it is treating as a string because I kept everything in a string, single
Single
quotes
quote.
actually. That is the reason it is taking string. Okay, so complex numbers we are not supposed to declare like this. So in Python, if at all, if you want to declare the complex numbers, we need to declare with J keyword actually. Okay, now let me execute this one here, and I'll try to remove this this one. See here, it is considering as a complex number. So I is not there here. We have to use the J only. Imaginary part, imaginary variable, we have to take it as J only. I doesn't work here. Okay, so this is about the complex numbers. So in the next class, I'll try to discuss about the other important data types, that is strings. I'll start with the Boolean data type and the followed by string data type. Okay, so that is very important class and don't miss that. Okay, so we are done with this one today.
Uh, Shiva, right. Inside strings, can we add numbers? Then it will treat as a string only, right?
I didn't get to come again, please. Sorry.
A equals to,
Okay.
inside the
I'll,
quotes you give one.
uh-huh. A
A
equal
equal
to inside the quotes you give one.
one one. Now it will treat as a string only, right?
Yeah, string only. Anything you put within single quotes or double quotes or triple single quotes or triple double quotes, it will consider as a string only. Okay, I'll talk about that one also in the string topic.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That's all, guys, for today. Any question so far?
No, Shiva.
No,
Clear.
And when will be the next class?
Next class will be on Monday, India Monday, in India
Okay.
timing Monday. That means Sunday on Sunday for US guys. Do we follow that, or like do we follow US weekdays? Anything is okay for me.
Anything is fine, Shiva.
Okay, I'll let you know the timings. Don't worry, the next class timings. Okay, but
Okay.
I'll definitely like inform you ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so that you can plan it
Mm.
accordingly.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Thank you.
And mail IDs we need to share, right, for recordings to send.
No, these Python classes I'll try to upload as a public.
Okay.
You guys can access it easily.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.